Okay. Does he understand?
At the end of the day. Now, listen carefully. I'm not talking about satisfaction in life. Don't misunderstand my question. I'm asking about an overall meta-narrative, not minute activities that would simply describe meaning to you as we see fit, but an ultimate meaning in life. So how do you reconcile your atheism with any ultimate meaning in life? Is there any ultimate meaning? Is there not any ultimate meaning? How does your atheism affect that?
Does he realize how insulting that could be to somebody, that question?
Oh, no, not even that. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Hot tip. There is no grand narrative. And this is from the this is from a confirmed fence sitter on the issue. Oh my goodness. Okay, how does one reconcile atheism with a modernist proposition of uniformity of meaning in Western history? Well, I don't. I don't try to, because the proposition of a unified narrative in Western history, in global history, in species history, is insulting. Insulting, dismissive, and absurd, and was laid on the autopsy table more than a century ago.
Well, World War II.
No, I'd say it.
Logical positivism fell around World War II.
No,
they were after that.
No, but logical positivism was dead before it was even proposed. Most of the counter-arguments were defined before the position was.
It still believed it. People still use it. I mean,
my next door neighbor believes that there's a sun in the center of the earth. What the fuck does that mean?
But we can say all the wrong positions in the world are dead. I mean, even if they're living, because they're wrong. But they're living. I mean, it wasn't really laid to rest.
But at that point, we can say nothing has been laid to rest.
Well,
nothing can be.
Yeah, no, that's true. But widespread,
which goes along with there is no grand narrative
of its death.
Yeah, but again, there is no grand narrative because we're never putting.
No, I understand. Rest. I'm just saying.
In what part of the narrative did it die again?
No, I'd say no. I would say that the idea of the grand narrative, was at least thoroughly addressed the moment that even the most rudimentary of existential propositions came into Western thought. And by the way, that's Kierkegaard in defense of Christianity. Kierkegaard argued you can't have Christianity and a grand narrative. You have to pick one. So...
And you were weak and a sinner if you picked the grand narrative.
Exactly. No, for that matter, Kant, our buddy boy, our mascot, our mascot, Kant. I mean, if you picked grand narrative is the proposition with the most immediate cognitive payout. It's the button that you push to get a nice little bit of self-affirmation candy, and as such, one that you cannot push with any sort of moral freedom. So I don't know. Do atheists buy into grand narrative?
I was going to say the grand narrative of mathematics and of logic. That was what was laid to rest during World War II.
Oh,
just before.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. kind of a death rattle.
Right.
There.
So,
Death rattle.
So, as far as meaning, a grand meaning, though, outside of the concept of a grand narrative, where do atheists get a notion of any kind of meaning?
From not being so grand.
Oh, yeah. This idea that one's position and one's relation to one's environs are not. One's environ was not written for one.
Right.
Was not brought into existence for one, and rather that we are reacting. We are reacting as best as we see.
And basically, any narrative you could come up with, even if you were under the illusion that it was a grand narrative, would actually ultimately come from yourself.
Exactly.
Your interpretation of whatever was going on.
It's inherently not a grand.
So where does the meaning come from? The meaning comes from oneself, because oneself can only interpret what one is perceiving.
Or alternatively, the great, well, we don't know. We don't know that there is meaning in that
Right.
sort of sense. We don't know
In
that
that
there-
sense, I'm saying, but any
Yeah.
meaning
Yeah.
is basically derived from one's own interpretation of what's going on, and how more or less correct that assertion would be is pretty much up in the air.
Yeah.
And there are basic things we can agree on at some minute level. What is the meaning of, this sentence? Most people will say that
And yet
sentence means.
invariably along the utilitarian lines.
Right.
Yeah.
We agree this sentence means X, Y, or Z,
Mhm.
so that we can, through sentence X,
Do
Y, or Z,
something with it.
do something. Exactly. Yeah. So fuck grand narrative.
Meaning is use.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Go home meaning.
Meaning took its toys and left. Meaning has left the building.
A couple of shots ago. Meaning left the building a few shots ago. Yeah. So.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go for it.